Assalamu alaikum, namaste, Haru Nefer. May Buddha bless you. This is Qesankh Ma Kaparu with another video for you. And in this video, I want to talk about why the Christians have it all wrong. But before I do that, I want you to hit the like button on this video. And if this is your first time to my channel, hit the subscribe button to get notifications on when I go live and when I upload recorded videos. Also, if you want to know more about my spiritual teachings, you can click on the links below, download a free ebook and start reading today. However, if you want to take your spiritual journey to the next level, you can become a Patreon supporter for as little as $1, $5, or $20 per month. You can cancel at any time. Last but not least, share this video with family and friends so we can get the revolution started. So Haru Nefer, why don't you take a walk with me? We'll talk about this important subject matter of how the Christians have it all wrong. Now, I want you to know that the Christian religion is a left brain linear religion. So what does that mean? That the left brain deals with concrete thinking. It thinks everything is surface level. So when you are studying the Bible, the Christians obviously take it as a history book, because that's what the left brain does. It looks at things on the surface, concrete. It doesn't think in terms of metaphors or analogies or anything metaphysical. This is why most of your primitive scientists, they're the ones that look at the world as though there are no other dimensions, no metaphysical realms, no astral projection, because they're polarized that left brain thinking. However, when you merge the two, the left and the right hemisphere of the brain, you start to become whole brain thinking. And that's what our ancestors were. It allowed them to create magnificent civilizations like ancient Atlantis and ancient Egypt, Kemet, and many, many more, the Mayan culture, Chinese dynasties and things of that nature. So it's essential that you work with both the left and the right hemisphere of the brain to become holistic in your thinking. And unfortunately, the world today is trapped in left brain thinking. So we are under the guise of thinking that everything works from a linear time-space, concrete perspective. And we don't consider anything dealing with the metaphysical, life after death, and things of that nature doesn't come into our sphere of awareness. So it says we're taking a walk. I want to make sure I don't bump into anything. It's a lazy day for me here today, just resting. So the Christians think just merely by doing good as the Bible instructs them to do, because the Bible contains, or is supposed to be, an instructional manual of, I guess, God's will and what God wants you to do. Also, you're learning about the prophets, Jesus, and so forth, Moses. But the idea is that you are to go to church on Sunday to learn instructional lessons on how to do the right thing, how to be a good Christian. But that's robotic, and that's purely a left brain thing that operates based on a paradigm. Now, you're not a robot. And if you study like robotics engineering, a robot, the first thing that happens when they turn it on is it states its prime directive, which is not to harm any humans, which is kind of like thou shalt not murder and things of that nature. But you don't need that type of instruction, that left brain instruction that comes with verbal discourse, verbal dissemination of information, because you are a divine being. You see, you are God man, God woman. So therefore, all you need to do is work on raising your consciousness to a higher level, Christ consciousness, or to Osir, based on transcendental meditation, connecting with the Akashic records, connecting with 5D, and that is done through the right brain, meditation, and trance. The problem that we are into, or have gotten ourselves into, is that everything is predicated on the left brain. So they think that the way to high spiritual development or connection to God is through a set of instructions, teaching you, okay, here's how you do unto others as you would do unto yourself. Here's how you share. Here's how you be friendly. And these external means of how you're treating people and how you're operating in the world don't penetrate deeply into the recesses of your psyche or the subconscious mind, meaning I can go out there and I can give away $500. That's not going to buy my way into heaven, because even though the physical gesture is there, the heart is not behind it. And ancient Kemetic scriptures talk a lot about the heart, ba'at. You know, so God looks at what's in the heart, sincerity. And as we know, many Christians will go to church on Sunday, and the rest of the week, 6 days of the week, they operate in the most depraved, sinister, cunning ways. This is because they have not transformed the self, not the persona, but the self. See, doing things for the sake of doing things is meaningless unless there is a real transformation of the spirit. And the only way to transform the spirit is what the I-ching talks about in the 48th hexagram, is going deep into the subconscious mind to reform the individual. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Now, you are constantly being bombarded with subliminal images, subliminal messages or sounds, or, you know, all of that. And it has an impact on your psyche. It gets buried deep within the subconscious mind and forms what we call the shadow self. And sometimes it gets so deep into the subconscious mind that it could take years to ferret that out or to even become aware it's there. But you're operating off that and you don't know why. And this is where I go into the idea of you have one belief system that's put there by social engineering, and then there's a subroutine under that that's hiding behind that one belief system. So you can eradicate the parent belief system, but the child belief system still remains, or the subroutine. That's how deep this stuff goes. This is why you need hypnotherapy or transformational meditation to go deep within the recesses of the subconscious mind, ferret those out, purge your system of those. Now, this is why this is not addressed by modern Christians. Actually, maybe I should keep walking. Is because they are so polarized in left brain thinking, they don't embrace meditation. In fact, they preach against meditation. And that betrays them, because all of these things, these negative emotions and feelings, are trapped within their subconscious mind. So they can go out there and they can talk about the love of God, Jesus, and do all this good stuff. It won't change a thing, because when you pass on and die, the will, Haru, is nullified. And when will, Haru, is nullified, when your Haru is nullified, then the shadow self comes out. And you start acting in accordance with the shadow self, the greed, your sexual desires, your materialistic desires, all come to the forefront. And let me tell you something, the ruling elite knows this, is especially Madison Avenue advertising, because when you look at the advertisements, you'll see that embedded, especially with Disney too, embedded within the images, like for example, here's a painting, embedded within the images here, like this looks very innocuous, but if you look closely, not in this one, but for example, a liquor advertisement, the ice cubes have images of skulls in them that you wouldn't notice on first glance. But if you really pay attention, you'll see the skulls. This is because many people have a death wish and they prey upon that. So if you have a death wish and you see the bottle of liquor with the ice cubes and the skulls, you'll become attracted to that and you'll want it and you go purchase it. In the same way, you may see paintings that have nothing to do with sexuality, maybe a cartoon character, and embedded within it, you'll see a penis. Because they know, and especially in Western culture, sexuality is suppressed, not like in European culture. So you become more attracted to the painting and what's here, simply because you're seeing sexual images here. You know, the fruit will look like vaginas. And first glance, you won't notice it unless you pay real attention to it, or you go into a trance state, or your third eye is open. Then you'll be able to see it, recognize it, and understand what it's doing, because it's trying to trigger those things trapped in the shadow self. And because we have not done shadow work or purged ourselves of that, it keeps accumulating within the spirit. And then eventually, when the trigger mechanism happens, it comes out. That's why many people go through bad relationship after bad relationship. They get very angry, frustrated, they get triggered easy, they get caught up in their own feelings. You must understand that these things reside within you, and they're not just going to go away because you go out there and you give a hobo $10, you know what I mean? Or you lend a friend in need money. Yeah, that's nice, but that's still not going to transform your spirit. You understand? So I want you to keep that in mind and understand where the Christians are going wrong with this superficial gesture. And it comes from the left brain, it comes from the left brain and the reptilian brain. because the reptilian brain operates based on customs, ritual, external things. So the reptilian brain is focused on the physical act of maybe giving or physically being kind, but it's not dealing with the internal aspect. That combination of the left brain and the reptilian brain is a wicked combination. And the ancient Egyptians saw this coming. This is why when you see in the depictions of Set and many other deities anthropomorphized into man or woman and animal, you get to understand that they were trying to communicate to you what was going on in the brain. Left brain, Sebek, and then you had the reptilian brain, and you notice the deity of the crocodile, a reptile. So they were trying to tell you how you work, and that the only way to make the major transformation is to oh, no, that's not, nope. That makes the transformation would be to do meditation, go deep within the subconscious mind. So there you go. Hope this message has made sense and it gives you a greater understanding of how modern religions have gone wrong, and what you need to do to really bring yourself to a higher level of consciousness and spirituality. This is Qesankh Ma'Keperu, son of Ma'at and Tahuti. My aunt is the beautiful goddess Heteru. Until my next video, Amen Ra.